Check, check, check. All right, how you guys doing, all right? Yeah! Welcome to Looney Tunes in, is this East Babylon, West Babylon, or just Babylon? West Babylon. Well, it's right behind the Petco and the PetSmart and every other pet store. How about that? I'm Jim Florentine from That Metal Show. We got a great, we're gonna have a cool time tonight, man. We got an awesome band in the house. We're gonna do a little interview up here, and then we're gonna take some questions from the audience, and then you guys get your stuff signed over here. Does that sound cool? Yeah. All right, let's start it. Why not? I'm gonna introduce the band first. They're gonna come out. This band, you know, they put the EP out. The new album just came out today. You all got it in your hand right now, I hope, right? Everybody? Yeah. Have you heard it yet? Yeah. It is awesome. I listened to the whole way. It took me 8 hours to get out here from Jersey. The Bell Parkway stinks. I could have walked here and it could have been quicker. Anyway, Jesus Mendez Jr., give it up for him. Jesse Farnsworth, Mike Bouchak, and Jason Newsted, the band Newsted.
All right. That makes me happy. How's everybody doing? Good? Yeah! Beautiful day today, right? Good day for metal. Good day for a dose of metal.
Is it a great day for metal or what? Jason's album came out. Jason, I mean, you gotta be...
Hi, Jim!
How are you, man? It's good to see you. First of all, who's going to Gigantor tomorrow night? Let me tell you, I saw these guys for 3 weeks straight, every day, kicking ass on stage. You definitely do not miss them. You guys know what time you guys go on tomorrow? 7 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure you check them out, because I've been talking to bands and stuff like that, and the fans afterwards, and they've been saying, Newsted, that's the band that's been kicking ass every night. So make sure you check them out tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Hammerstein, sharp. All right, but today, the album came out. Jason, how do you feel? I mean, you know, you've been away for a while. It's getting great reviews. Every review I've seen on the CD so far has been amazing. How does that make you feel? Were you a little nervous going in?
A bit overwhelmed with the positive vibes. I mean, I knew it was going to be cool, and I'm happy to see everybody, but I don't think I was ready for how happy everybody is to see us again or see me again. So that is very inspiring in that way. But there is a newness to this, even though we've experienced what I've experienced through time and Metallica and everything. I've been Voivod and Ozzy and everything, but I've been away for long enough that it's kind of clean again. It's kind of like a fresh start. Even though we don't have to start from the beginning, it's like a fresh start. And there's the anticipation, new record today. It's the same feeling as when, 22 years old when Doomsday came out, or when, in '88 when Justice came out, or when the Black Album came out. The same type of excitement as, childlike, and a new bike, man,
right.
Yeah.
And this is all you. I mean, this is your baby. It's your name on it. You produced it. It's all on you, basically. You're singing. You know what I mean?
A lot more responsibility.
A lot more, right? Instead,
I had the ideas and the seeds of the songs, and then I gave it to these guys, and then they brought in their thing, and it makes what we all are enjoying now and what's released today. So it's very much the band vibe from my initial ideas, but it's very much a group thing. There is no weak link here. It's a band.
No, I know. I've been seeing you guys every night. So how did you hook up with Jesse and Jesus, and then Mike comes in a little later in the picture? But how did you hook up with Jesse and Jesus?
Jesus and Jesse and I have been playing in California for some years, like 6 to 10 years. We've been making noise in my studio at the Chop House, like slabs of metal and stuff, and having fun and everything. And then Mikey came in just over 5 months ago. So our band has only been just short of 6 months old, and already got EP, LP, world touring, and all that thing's already happening. So it's moving fast, but fortunately everybody's experienced enough to handle it.
Right. Now, how does that? Now, why did you decide you had the 3-piece? Why did you decide to bring another guitar player into the band?
Originally, all the
we already know Mike's a kick-ass. He begged. Mike's like, look, Aaron Lewis is doing his little country thing right now. I got a little time. Can we?
Something like that.
Please let me play.
The compositions were always built like the EP. I did rhythm guitar. Jesse and I both did rhythm guitars. So it was always 2 rhythm guitars. It was always meant to be performed live by a quartet. from the very, very beginning. So once it happened that we were going to play live, I mean, when the three of us made the metal EP back in November, December, it was this thing where we wanted to have some music to play in our trucks and kind of jam to. And then somebody heard Soldier Head, and next thing we know, Eddie played Soldier Head on the radio, and then people are going, Newsted's playing again, blah, blah. And then there's managers and agents and crap, and about 3 weeks later we got 9 new record companies and all this crazy stuff, because that's how it is now in the world. You have to do licenses around the world to make sure everything gets there. It's not just one big record company anymore. But in a few weeks' time, once they had seen that I'd given a green light to play in the metal again, they're like, I want some of this! So that's where it all started and kind of blew into this thing where we hadn't planned it. And I said, okay, now we got to get Mikey because we're going to go do some live shows. They booked us like 60 live shows or something before I really had the band together, just because they're going, really, he's going to play again, shit. You know, so that's...
Now, the catalyst to get this thing going again was, you said in another interview, I think I might have been on, first of all, on that metal show, Jason was on last June, was on our season premiere.
That was cool.
Of season 12. It was the highest rated show in that metal show history.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Awesome.
You helped us get picked up for another season, so I feel like I owe you 10%.
That's good. That's cool.
But it's VH1 Classic. I only paid like $500 a show, so it's gonna be like $50.
I was gonna say $9. $9.
$9. So I'll buy you a Blu-ray, whatever you want. You know, and get it afterwards. No, but seriously, people were so excited to see you back. It was our highest rated show, and we were off the air for a long time too. So we really thought that people were gonna forget about the show, and then you really brought it. It was just great to see you back on the scene.
For sure, great experience.
But now, the catalyst to getting this together was basically you said I might have been on our show about, you did a Metallica 30th anniversary show in San Francisco at the Fillmore.
Yeah, right.
And you felt the vibe from the fans?
I hadn't tasted that sweetness for a long time. Like I'd been away and underground stuff with Voivod and kind of making studio records and having our fun and still keeping the metal alive in my heart and everything like that, but hadn't been on the people for a long time. And it was a fan club show, and so there's like 30 countries represented on the floor of that place in that, that whole week. And they're coming at me with like accents and hey son, Jason, and I just hadn't been able to predict that joy, like the full respect and appreciation. I hadn't tasted it for so long, so it was so overwhelming that I said, dude, this is your purpose. I mean, look around, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so let's get back to it. And then basically, check this out. So August 11th, last year, I gave Jesse and Jesus the demos to start building the records and build this band, right? The last gig of this tour, August 11th. 1 year we've been working on this project to get to where it is right now. So it's like, my point is, obviously the people are behind this, right?
Right.
They are, no doubt. They are very, very excited to feel this again, like the old school metal, the authenticity of it, the pedigree of it, and all that kind of thing. So, right on, man.
I know, look at that. All the Newsted fans the other day.
It's real though. It's about the honesty and about the real thing. There's a lot of great bands that play, we know that. There's a lot of our favorites from the old days and all that still kick ass. Slayer still crushes. We all know that. We know it. As soon as we hear that, we know it's on, right? We know that. And then Mastodon kills it. Red Fang kills it. There's a bunch, Gojira. There's a bunch of bands that kill it. New York bands that kill it. It's still out there. And there's a bunch of fake shit too. Sure. But we can all see through that. That's kind of the difference there. You know what I mean? Like on this record that we put out today, there's out-of-tune stuff and bad notes and mistakes and human factor. Those are all Mike's actions.
That was Mike.
Yeah, that was Mike. He was all scared. He was in the band like 9 days, and we go, okay, dude, it's time, record now.
Right.
So, yeah, Mike.
You have 2 hours, go.
I had one stick.
So Mike had to do his guitar parts pretty quick, right? I mean,
Each guy had 3 days.
3 days. Yeah. This is like the first Black Sabbath record where it took 2 days.
Yeah, there you go.
So this Newsted record basically took 3 days to put together.
A total of 3 weeks from top to bottom, pretty much.
Wow. That's great. That's awesome to hear.
It's got to be the real deal. That's why it's warts and all. It's just as we do it. In Chop House, we're jamming together. We record it. That's what you get. There's not like fakey crap. We can play it right in front of you. Like it's supposed to be. Other people do too, but we do.
So, Mike, that's you, Mike Mushak.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Who would have known? I mean, I've been a Stain fan for a long time too. I've known Mike for a long time.
So you're the one.
Yeah, I'm the one.
I was looking for you.
Hey, do you know? Do you know that? I mean, Stain played here 2001, 7,500 people on the roof.
Yeah.
That was the last time you were here, Mike?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so, but Mike is a phenomenal guitar player. You know,
Thank
you
you.
hear the songs on the radio with Stain, you're like, okay, yeah, they're cool, but you don't know what a shredder you are. And I think when you got the gig, right? Seriously, right? And now when people see you shred on stage, like, holy shit, this guy's great, man.
Oh, thank you.
But you come from the shredder school, right?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
was you had a guitar teacher that was pretty famous.
Yeah, Tony McAlpine was my teacher. He's from Springfield, Mass. Yeah. So I kind of grew up. I only took lessons from him for about 6 months, and we just started like jamming back and forth. He used to come to my house. I used to go to his house, and I actually left college to play with Tony, and it ended up not happening. But so I finished college.
He's had, I mean, now that you see him, I don't
Anybody
think
need
he
an electrical engineer?
he never had the chance, I think, to probably unleash like this.
No, the
he
funny
does
thing
now
is,
with this music.
I gotta say, Aaron actually always wanted me to. When I went through college, I just kind of got tired of it, to be honest with you. That's why I switched to a baritone guitar, low tunings, all different tunings. I wouldn't even know what I was playing in a Stain song, what key it was in. I would just write stuff that I liked and that I thought sounded good. And I just was writing to try to make a nice song that Aaron could sing over. And I could care less about, soloing. And, kind of got back to that, the last Stain record. So, well, I mean, it kind of came back. Now I got sick of that, so I want to play as fast as I can again.
So now when you go back to Stain eventually, Aaron's going to go, what the hell are you doing here?
He was cool with it. I mean, he actually always encouraged it. He actually always wanted me to do that. And I was like, let's just, and there were solos, but I always tried to make them for the song. You know what I mean? Rather than showing how fast I could play or whatever.
A different planet.
Yeah, and Jesse and Jesus, who were your influences as guitar and drummers coming up? You guys grew up in the Bay Area? Is that where you guys are from?
Both from Fresno, California.
Fresno, okay.
Yes, I met him about 15 years ago, but we've been jamming for many years. Influences: AC/DC, Motorhead, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, all that. UFO.
Those are mine. Same old, Carmine
We've had
and
lots of
Vinny.
bands together.
Yeah,
Nothing replaces the experience, and that's why.
How did you meet these guys originally, these two?
Jesus was
Jesus was working for Metallica a little bit like a local kind of road crew guy, and then he became the drum tech for Echo Brain on the Echo Brain tour. Then we started playing music together. So they've got like 15 years, and Jesus and I got 10 years together. So that's kind of why the band sounds like it sounds, because we have figured out each other's chemistry and that kind of vibe with jamming, so it makes a big difference.
And then when Mooshak gets in the band, it screws it all up.
But when he figures out how to tune it, it's going to be great.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there, yeah.
We're getting there.
No, yeah, that's right. No, but Jason, I don't know if everyone knows, you went through a lot with surgeries and being hurt and neck surgeries and shoulder and all that stuff while you were away for a while. I mean, you were down for, what, you have 2-3 shoulder surgeries
It's like,
plus a neck?
occupational hazard, and it's, watch the old videos, man. Is there any mystery why that is what it is?
Bang Supreme.
From headbanging.
Yeah, just, the whole damn time. Play like you're never going to get to play again, man. Go, 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 go till you fall. That's it. So it's easy to see, man. Easy to see. But now, no, it's all good. Back. Strong, good.
So I have surgeries in my future, is what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, yeah. You might. Jesus, God. If you guys haven't seen that guy go freaky in our band yet, really, I kind of look over there and go, geez.
That's what I do. Just there and watch him a little while.
It almost looks like he's twerking up there. No, he's great though, Mike. But so Jason, the headbanger. So what happened? He's grinding on Jason, during his song. Hey, I just want to thank you for being in the band.
You notice I haven't fought him off yet.
Just showing my excitement, and like you said,
It's enthusiasm
for the gig. You know what I mean? I'm very excited about having a gig again, and it's great.
So Jason, though, how bad was your neck after headbanging with Metallica for all those years? Like, what happened when you went in? The doctor saw, the X-rays. It was pretty serious, though, right?
The first doctor, it was actually in New York, 1992, said that I have given myself whiplash hundreds of times, and basically every night I continue to repeat it and give myself whiplash. I need to, no more of this, and no more of this. That was 92. Yeah, so, and a lot of doctors since then reiterated. They said the same thing. You give yourself literal scientific, whatever you want to call it, whiplash every night. So I'd say how many ever 1,000 shows that was. That's how many times I've done that particular damage. So it's flesh and bone, and it's degenerative and whatever like that. But calendar goes by, gets all crazy. Metal Heart is the same. So the show must go on, man.
And you're still doing it. You're back to headbanging again.
Back to headbanging.
You didn't even listen.
Nope, I listen to the metal as loud as possible. That's about it.
Doctors, schmockers.
No, I'm sure that anybody out there that's done a lot of banging over time, it's just what it is, man. But it's no. It's like you can't exactly. If you snowboard or you ski or you ride bikes or you do whatever it is you do that's crazy, eventually, man, I'm gonna get beat up a little bit. No big deal.
I know. I saw Sabbath on Sunday in Jersey, and I'm still hurting from headbanging.
There you go. So that means it was a good show.
It was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Geezer Butler's a big influence on you. Who is it? Lemmy?
Numero uno. Geezer's number one. Lemmy two.
Lemmy two.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm hearing good things. Lemmy's got some health problems right now, but then they released a statement today saying he's good, but you don't know. They had to stop a show short of 6 songs.
Think about what any of us collectively would be in a puddle on the floor if we did 1 week, lived Lemmy's life for 1 week, So all we can do is applaud that guy. Set the standard, no one else will ever top it.
Has it changed for you on the road as you get older, with the new band about partying and what you did in Metallica back in the day?
Yeah, definitely kicked it up. Definitely kicked it up. Yeah. It takes, used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do. No, it just kind of, it's better now. It's better now.
Well, if you got your new guitar player grinding on you, you might need a couple cocktails afterwards to forget about it.
What kind
Plus
of
he's in the
tails?
bump next to you on the bus, you don't know what's going to happen.
What kind of tails does he need?
Well,
Jim, good to see
I'm not going to say that.
Thank you.
It's late in here. We left Eddie home.
No.
No, I don't know what Eddie's doing right
You're
now.
our favorite.
He's in your trunk,
That's
isn't he?
yeah. It's fun.
He's in the trunk.
Jason, I'm sure you went through it with Metallica. It's funny because whenever people come, they go, "Oh, I love that metal show." When I'm here, they go, "You're my favorite from the show." I go, "If Eddie was here, you would say he was, and if Don was." And I'm sure you got that. But I'm sure in Metallica, they would come up to you and go, "Jason, you're my favorite," because that's the one.
Nobody else is there.
Yeah, nobody else is there. And you're like, "Yeah, thanks." And you're like, "Okay, please."
Like, right on, man.
Yeah, if James and Lars walk by, you'd run away from me in a second. It's the same thing with Eddie. They run away when they see Eddie. That's fine.
For now.
It's all good.
Yes.
Still telling me sucks to his face.
Nice.
So, all right, the album's out today. So, what's the future? You got Gigantor ends August 11th next week, basically. So that's 1 year when you started the project. What's next for Newsted after that?
We're going to see what happens with this record and see how it kind of the world sinks its teeth into it and what we can get from it. And we've booked some shows next year already around the world. We have the quest is still the same. Says Flotsam and Jetsam. You take the music, westernized heavy metal music to wherever it will be accepted across the globe. And I've played in 50 or 52 countries at this point. I wouldn't mind taking this band to that many. We've been to 17 so far. So we've got a little ways to go. But we've only been together for 5 months.
That's pretty good.
So just give us a chance,
Yeah. Have you heard from any of the guys in Metallica since
Yes.
the music's been out?
Yes, but not about the music. Because Homeboy turned 50 on Saturday.
Oh, James Hetfield, yeah.
So I sent him a nice little note. Hey, old fucker. But I also said brother, and bless you, and welcome to the club, and keep on crushing, and all that thing.
Right.
So he sent back, right on, good to hear from you, and, I hope you're doing good out there. So that's good for me right there.
That's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, I guess we're going to take a few questions from the crowd. Is that
Great.
good? Cool.
Great.
And then we're going to
Please.
do the signing over here.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys got. Anyone got good questions right there, sir? You got your hand up?
Yes, Jason.
Yeah, but
When you were a kid, music meant the world to you. How does it feel to know that still to this day, that feeling that you had is in all of us, knowing that we feel the same feeling that you had?
I understand it. I relate to it. I am one of you. When I see, we played with Maiden and Accept and some other guys a few weeks ago, right? And I still, when they came up to me, I couldn't speak. I was still like, I'm Jason. So I feel what you feel. I am with you there completely. I'm right next to you the whole time. And to answer your question specifically, it makes me feel really victorious. Like, you know, dreams come true, and if you keep chasing stuff and you always, I mean, really, that's it. You keep chasing it. You don't let opportunities pass you by. Grab them by the neck, you know, that kind of thing. And keep trying, man. Not afraid to fail. Not afraid to fight. Keep on going. I'm right with you with all of that thing. So I have many heroes in this music, and they will always be heroes no matter if they become my peers also. They're still my heroes no matter what happens. So I feel what you feel, man.
When you look at your platinum records, do you still feel great?
Oh yes, man. Very, very proud of everything that's happened so far. And with each band, I mean, Flotsam was great for what it did, and it's the legendary classic thing, and they're still going, and you know, that's amazing in itself. The Metallica thing is freaking obvious what that has got pretty much dreamlike the whole time. Ozzy, get to have one of your great heroes, Godfather, say, come and play bass for my band. I mean, holy shit. Right? You know, and then Echo Brain actually, I feel for me in my career, I'm 30 years in or whatever, and that, for me, that's my masterpiece. I think that for musically, and just its authenticity and the real purity of the color and the dimension of that music, that's my masterpiece for me in my life and my heart. Now, I'm down with the metal, like always, of course, that's the most important to me, but I'm proud of all those things. So the Platinum Records, man, yeah, heck, that's like the peak, of course, right? So that's cool, and the Grammys and all that stuff, that's bitchin'. But I gotta tell you, man, that when we played at the 100 Club in London a few weeks ago, and there's 300 people maximum in this little basement hole, infamous hole, Sex Pistols, Beatles, Metallica, Rolling Stones, you know, through time, sweating. We've all been in these clubs in New York and Jersey and all the damn places, Long Island, where the ceiling is sweating and the metal is as pure as possible. That is still my favorite show. That's still my favorite feeling. That's still the best thing for me, just like it's probably the best thing for all of us. You know, Platinum Records and all those things, fuck yeah, man, that's a great crown, great shiny thing to wear and all that stuff. But it's still about the real deal and getting loud and sweating and doing what we like, man. So, you know.
Nice.
Right there, sir.
All right. So you were saying about Flotsam and Jetsam. Have you heard anything from the guys, and you know, would you ever do another show with them, like just get on stage and play some Doomsday for Deceiver stuff?
I've actually been talking to Mike Gilbert this week. They're doing some other music stuff, and I helped them with their new record that's out right now. Gave them the title and wrote some lyrics for them and stuff like that. When this all first started coming about, the 30th anniversary with Metallica, and then December of 2011 that we had talked about previously, I exercised my options. You know, I'm like, what can I do with this now that I've been bit by this bug again and like inspired by the people to come back out and try this one more time that I really hadn't expected to do, but they're, you know, people have been screaming for me, please come and make this happen again. Flotsam was my first thing. I went and reformed the original band. January and February of 2012 I went to Phoenix and we played Doomsday for the Deceiver in its entirety. We played in the old jam place that was 25 years ago, the same jam place. Same guys looking at each other going, oh my God, we're still alive. You know, really, like, we're breathing and we remember all these songs and everybody's still able to play the songs. That in itself is like an achievement. Holy, you know, God damn, 30 years later it's still rocking that. So that was a big deal. We tried a couple times, but it just wasn't going to work. They've lived a different life than I've lived, and it's, you know, changed in that way. So that's when this thing kind of came together. But Flotsam, they'll always be my brothers, you know, and I'm proud of them for keeping it together, especially Eric A.K., you know, the singer. He keeps the flag flying and kind of kept the band alive. He was the last guy to join the band, but he was the only one that ever stayed the whole time. So they're still doing good, and we just got to be proud of them, man. Just be happy that they're still making music, you know?
All right, we'll take two more and then we'll go with
I
the...
got that back there. Yeah,
Yeah.
The recording that opens the concerts, whose idea was that, and where did it kind of come from?
The original, the first 30 shows or so we had an edited Ice Cube song that Mikey kind of pieced together for our intro tape. And it was... the guys are saying, you scared, motherfucker, you scared, like that, right? But while we're sitting around after playing 8, 10, 12 hours each day in the studio, we come, we start having some wine and some food and stuff, and then at 3 hours later, an Ice Cube comes on the shuffle, and to us it's going, Newsted, motherfucker, Newsted, right, like that. We all heard that at the same time. So we go, hey Mikey, could you edit that thing into 1 minute intro tape, man? And so he did, and we used it for the first 30 songs, just because the people that are standing in there, they might not be as broad-minded as some of us with our listening, and that rap music comes on before the metal comes on. Everybody's looking at each other like, what is happening? There'll be a couple people in the crowd going, right on, man, and then the other people look at each other, we're at the metal show, right? I mean, this is what's happening. So that's where it came from. It was just, we all heard Newsted at the same time. That's why. We don't use it anymore now, but with the first 30 shows, you caught one of the good ones right there. Were you at the other New York show, the first New York show?
Highland.
Yes, that one. Yeah, the Highland.
Have you recovered from getting knocked off the stage?
That was a crazy thing. Like 2,000 shows later in my career, right, in New York, and I turn around. Dude was just going to dive, right? And he was doing his thing. He was going to dive, and I turned right there at the same time. He's launching at the same time. Caught the bass, spun me around. I go into the crowd. Everybody catches me. And I kind of ease down in slow motion like a movie, like that. And then my man over there picks me up by the shoulders and lifts me right back on the stage, like that, back up on the stage. Here we are. We got 2, 3, 4, whiplash, and that was it. So it was kind of like, I think it compounded the awesomeness of the show, because if we would have just finished the song like any other day, okay, that was cool, pretty good, you guys. But because that happened, got back up, picked right up where we left off, and kept on crushing even harder, like with more determination, like, oh yeah, that type of thing. I mean, I think it helped actually for that reason. I'm just very happy that no one came. He wasn't there with ill will. That would have been bad, because I mean, I'm doing this because I want to do it. I mean, I don't think I got to tell any of you guys, right? I mean, I can do what I want, right? So it's like I'm doing this because I want to play music for the people again. I just love the feeling, like the old days, like anytime, like sweating at the 100 Club. Same thing. That's why I'm doing it. There ain't like a whole bunch of profit in this anymore or nothing, man. There ain't. Just because we want to rock. So I'm glad that he was just there enthusiastically. He wasn't there to hurt nobody, man. He was just there to be part of the show. So I'm happy that there was nothing bad came from it. It was great. Me too. I agree. It was one of the best shows I've played because of that extra unexpected excitement.
Does that make you nervous, Jason, with what's gone on stage?
Yes.
With Randy Blythe and, of course, the late Dimebag.
Yeah.
Like what happened? Did Metallica probably with the security you had? Did you get that a lot too? Because they must have had like 50 big guys surrounding us.
A couple very effective big guys, and the thing was, our deal, no matter what Megadeth or any of the other guys decided to do, where they invited people onto the stage, that was the opposite of what we wanted. A lot of pyrotechnics and all that kind of crazy stuff. We cannot have anybody on our stage. It's our stage. If you want to have your own band, get your own band, get up there and play on the stage. It's not your stage when I'm playing there, it's mine. So that's kind of where that's at. I'm down with the pit, and I'm down with the excitement, the encouragement, and the participation in the show and everything, but it's my stage. And that's Metallica. You don't come on that stage.
Yeah.
You get hurt. You get hurt. The sheriffs come and go, let us take care of that for you. I mean, they want to be part of it. Don't disrespect Metallica. Don't disrespect these guys. Let us handle it. That's how far it goes, actually.
Right. Sorry, back there.
Yeah, Jake, did you ever try to have another band name besides Newsted, like where you brainstorming different band names?
We got lots of band names, man. There's so many project names and stuff over time. That's not ever been any problem for me. Really, a lot of project names over time. But I think it's important, and I'm not sure if everybody realizes. I just started kind of realizing the last couple of weeks as I do interviews and stuff and get the insight. This is the first band that I've ever formed from scratch in a 30-year career. I've only ever joined outfits that already existed. I came in as fresh transfusion of blood and energy, the propulsion, the bass player, whatever. Everything already existed for me. This time I picked the guys to be in my band. I wrote the songs from top to bottom, my lyrics, my words, my voice. The first time that it was appropriate that Newsted goes on this as the title of it. It was my first time in all this time that I have a band of my own. So that's why.
One second, man. I just want you to tell a quick story about your first gig with Metallica. After you come out of Flotsam and Jetsam, you get the gig, and how big of a gig was it? Because I remember you telling that story, but it's really, really cool.
It was Halloween of '86. Flotsam in Phoenix, couple hundred people. Load my gear back up into my truck, take it home, right? I'd already got the gig with Metallica at that point. We were wearing black armbands at the gig for Cliff, the whole band.
Yeah!
11 days after loading that gear in that Ford truck, we were playing sold out Budokan. You know, I mean, this Metallica the first time in Japan. It was like the Beatles. Back entrances of hotels. People, you go out into the street, don't see anybody, and in 40 seconds, there's 40 people around you. Photo, photo, photo. Like, just crazy, man. And that was my first time out of the country. That was my first time out of Flotsam and Jetsam. And it was like, oh, in less than 2 weeks, it's just cameras are flashing, like, holy crap, dude. So that was surreal, and then a little past that.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
giant. Yeah, but you know, thrown into the blue flames, you get to learn, learn fast,
You learn fast, yeah.
or you drop.
Yeah. Sorry, back there, right there, yeah.
Hey Jason, how'd you come about joining Ozzy after you only did one tour?
That was, I think that was almost a spiteful thing on Sharon's part. You know, they kind of
Sharon, no way.
this is kind of they creeped in and took Robert, or from Ozzy's band over to Metallica, and that was, of course, a giant move for him, career-wise and life-wise and everything. She doesn't like being dissed by anybody, man. You know, and right? We know that. They're not being crazy or silly or mean or anything. I mean, it's awareness. We just know that. And so she called me about, I think, a day and a half later, and said, "So they took Robert. We want you." You know. And I remember, and we were in Florida, I think, and my wife looks at me like, "You're kidding me," you know. We were all chilling and stuff. "You want to go out on tour and everything with that?" Like, yes, we'll go out with Ozzy. And when you have Ozzy or somebody of that caliber, one of your heroes, great teachers of inventors of our music, ask you to play, the only answer is, "What time do you want me there?" So that's where that's at. And one tour, what happened was, I was in Voivod going strong at that point. We had a record out, we were touring. When she called me on that day, I said, "Well, we just finished our record. The tour dates are already in place for Voivod. If you want me to come away with Ozzy, you have to let Voivod open any show he does, because I'm not leaving that band." Right? So she said, "Okay." So I went around that summer. I played 62 shows in 60 days because I was playing in both bands on Ozfest. Right? So we get to the end of that summer for the Ozfest thing, and all the shows were booked for Europe with Voivod opening for Ozzy. Okay? He went and had the ATV accident. And he, got all that thing. And so that blew the tour out. Voivod continued. We kept going. Next year, Piggy died. And then so we kind of, that was that. It was because of a physical injury that was just not going to happen. There was no tour to go to. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take one more before we start with the autographs. Right there.
Do you have any tips for any new up-and-coming metal bands, especially in the mainstream media?
Yeah, well, really? Okay, so there's a couple things. I think that, like, in human-wise and all that type of thing, don't take stuff personally in the band. Don't take things personally. I mean, people are always going to have moods and things get crazy and all that thing. Just, if you have your quest, put your nose to the stone, right? Get better on your instrument every day if you can. Take in as many influences as you can. Keep kicking. Chase what you're chasing, right? Get that thing going. It's important. And don't break up.
There's a lot of personalities.
You keep going as the band. Don't break up. Someday you're going to get it. All right? It's important to have that thing. But don't take too much stuff personally. Don't let that little piddly things ruin your quest for making something that could be greater than your own self. The sum of the parts are greater than the individuals like that, and it's very valuable in that way. But it can only exist if all of you are in it. You know what I'm saying? It's got to have all them parts to make it big like that. So that's what I'd say, man. Just stick with it. And Jason, let's answer this one other guy.
Real quick.
Right over here. This question right here.
Jason, firsthand, because when you came to Metallica, they kind of, it's legendary. They basically picked on you because you were the new guy. And you stuck it out. You didn't walk home after a week. "Oh, I don't want to deal with this." But it was some tough goings for you.
For sure. But the thing that's transcends.
And you didn't take it personally.
Well, I did, and that's kind of the problem. That's why I learned from that and told him what I told him, because that's what I learned, to not take things personally like that. But they gave me the opportunity to live a dream life. it would have been, there'd have to be a lot of bullets for me to stop chewing, man, and just stay like, you know, okay, no more of this. It was just so dreamlike and so awesome. I mean, come on, right? Yeah. I mean, Flotsam, when we played Whiplash, I sang it. You know, Metallica were our heroes, man. So to get in a band of your heroes, and all this, I'm gonna take an awful lot to stay in there, man. I'll stick in there 15 years, worked hard, and then when the time came, actually, you know, I don't know what stories you guys have heard over time or any of that kind of shit like that, but I had to recognize for all of us what was happening with our people, with the actual humans in the band. There's 4 guys, right, that have been going. I joined in '86, and in 2001 I called the meeting to talk to everybody about this. And we've been going full bore for those 15 years, man. Just like constant rise, no rest. You know, you guys see the shiny part sometimes in that. But dude, there's no kind of thing about, I worked 8 hours and then I did that and I went home and took a nap. No, I worked 48 hours and I did some other stuff and then I took a nap. Every week, year, boom, 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 over and over. I mean, it's not for everybody. It's an exclusive club, and that's part of the deal. They had to test me. It's an exclusive club. They're not going to let somebody in and like, oh yeah, let this guy come in here and it's all cool and everything. They got to know if I can handle it. So that's why they gave me shit. A couple of years worth of shit. And not to mention it was compounded by their grieving process. These were young white kids, had no idea about how to hang out, deal with the grieving process, the steps of grieving. Their teacher, their great brother, the leader of their band was taken from them in fucking trauma. Right? What are they going to do with that? And they got to keep going. The managers, the whole time, go, let's keep fucking pummeling. Let's keep bringing that money in. Let's keep rocking. They didn't have 1 minute to go home to their families and go, can somebody chill with my emotion with me for a second? That never happened. They just had to keep blowing through and shows and years and years of concerts and concerts, boom, boom, money, money, money. And by the time that 15 years came, no managers or guys that made a whole bunch of that money too ever came up and looked in our eyes and go, hey bro, you alright? You cool in there, man? Oh, you're drunk all the fucking time? Oh, maybe we should talk about that. Oh, you're addicted to Vicodin? Maybe we should talk about that. You know, but nobody did. And I had to be the one that said, look you guys, I would like to take a year off so we can get our shit together. Anybody with me? You just had your first baby. You're drunk as shit. I'm on Vicodin. Can we fucking take a rest? Right? And they said no. All 3 of them looked at me in the eye and said, no, we can't. And I'm like, okay, guess what? I have to. I got to rest, man. I want to live. I want to live. I got things that are more important. I got family, I got nephews, and I got people, and I got, you know, wonderful girl and all that. You know, I want to be alive, man. And I want to play music later. Like right now, some guy asked me to interview. He reminded me we were in England. He goes, I interviewed you when you were 25, and I asked you what you were going to do when you were 50, and you said you were going to be in a blues band playing upright bass. I turned 50 a few months ago. Have you heard the album? Yeah, so it's like, you know, you can't always predict that kind of thing, right? So I'm still pummeling on it because I took the rest that I did, because I insisted and I made the toughest decision I ever had. I basically cut off an arm and a leg and a piece of my heart and handed it over to the other guy and went on my way. I lived that dream for 15 years, but I gave up that dream too because I wanted to live. So it's kind of a sacrifice that had to be made in order for everybody to still be cool with it. Look at us all here right now. We're all good. Metallica's strong, still sets the standard for our music. We have a great new band here that I feel fresh and young and alive and excited about. You know, that kind of thing. So, was it the right decision? My answer is yes. I know not everybody understands it.
All right, I think.
Yeah, thank you very much, you guys, for listening.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So we're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna work this. They're gonna bring these guys over right now. You guys all sign your stuff. But yeah, they're gonna sit right here. You guys. I don't know how they're gonna form the line. But
thank you guys for your patience too. Thank you, man. Okay, thank you.
Jason, Jesse, Jesus, Mike. And thanks for supporting heavy metal music out today. Tell your friends, spread it around. But yeah, they're gonna sign right now. So.